Good morning, students. The topic for today is the various types of cooperative societies that we have here in India. So we have already discussed about what cooperative societies are all about and what are the merits and limitations. So one thing is very clear from the explanation that we people have done is cooperative society is when a few people who have common requirement or who have common need, they come up together and they form a cooperative society, and only with one motive, that is to help each other. So they are here not for earning any profit or to make money, but they are here to help all the members of the cooperative society. So anytime, whenever you have at least 10 members, so minimum members to start a cooperative society is 10. So if you have 10 people or more than that who have common interest and they want to wish to start a cooperative society, they can. Now let us discuss the six various different types of cooperative society and how these are the six different ways you can say that why people come together and they form their cooperative society. So let's start with the first one, that is consumer cooperative society. Now here the word comes consumer. Consumer is the one who is buying goods from the market and he is consuming those goods for his satisfaction. But what happens? All the consumers are scattered. You cannot gather consumers at one place. So the problem that is faced by consumer is that if the product is available at whatever market price in the market, you need to buy it at that rate. Quantity discounts or the discounts you cannot avail of. So if you are a consumer and you can bring together other consumers, then you can buy goods in bulk and therefore you can eliminate the middleman. Say we all want groceries, right? At home, say I belong to a consumer group and monthly we are buying grocery worth rupees 15,000. So I just summed up that if I can gather 10 people who are buying groceries for 10 to 15,000, the total groceries purchased in the 1 month would be 1,50,000 and even more. So if we come together and we just buy things in bulk, we can get quantity discount. So what we did, we formed a consumer cooperative society. There were say 10 20 members, and what we did, we purchased everything in bulk. And when you buy in bulk, when quantity is purchased, obviously there is certain discount that is offered by the supplier, so things can be purchased at a reduced price. Now the reduced goods which are purchased at the reduced price are now distributed to the consumers, so every consumer is benefited. Like for example, let's talk about Shakti Bhog Atta. Let's say all the 15 families who are part of consumer cooperative society, they all are consuming Shakti Bhog Atta, which is available in market at 400 rupees for 10 kgs. Now if you buy in bulk, you can get it at 350 also. So every consumer, if you are part of consumer cooperative society, because this is when you buy in bulk, you are getting it at 350, and same is given to the consumer being a member of that cooperative society. So only a member who is a member of cooperative society can be benefited from the bulk purchases. So to protect the interest of the consumer and to eliminate middleman, consumer cooperative societies are created. What they do, they buy in bulk so that they get a quantity discount, and the things that are purchased at low prices are then sold to members at reasonable rates. So all those who are members of cooperative society, they have this advantage of getting things at reduced price than they are available in the market. Fine. Then we have the producers cooperative society. Producers are the one who are manufacturing or who are producing goods in the economy by using various inputs. So if you know certain producers who are doing things on a small scale, we all can come up together and we can benefit each other. So producer cooperative societies are formed to protect the small producers in the market. Then what they do, all the inputs that these small producers they need for the production of the goods, all the inputs are bought in bulk, so that you get quantity discount, and whatever inputs are purchased, then they are reallocated to all the producers according to their needs. Profits are shared on the basis of the goods contributed. So producers cooperative society help all the small producers to get all the inputs at reasonable price, and on the other hand, they also help in selling the products in the market. Then we have marketing cooperative society. Now the biggest problem that small producers have, is of marketing. They know how to produce things, but they don't know how to market it, because they cannot spend more on advertising, and therefore their advertisement budget is low, therefore their demand for their product is low. So in order to, whenever the small producers, they have marketing problems, they don't know how to sell their product, then those producers who have marketing problems, they form their marketing cooperative society. So ultimate aim of marketing cooperative society is to sell the products that are produced by the members producers. So they help the small producers to sell their products, to it helps them to fetch the best price for their product, and it provides you various facilities like transportation. They will transport your goods on your behalf, they will give you marketing and advertising facility, they will provide you packaging facility as well. So marketing cooperative societies are formed by producers who face problem in selling their products, and who face problem in fetching good price for their products, right? Then we have farmers cooperative society. Now farmers, you all know who farmers are. Then farmers need certain inputs for producing the output. Now if you have a farmer cooperative society and you are a part of farmer cooperative society, then you will get all the inputs at reasonable cost. Obviously when all the farmers are there and they will buy in bulk, you are going to get the quantity discount, and same will be passed on to the members farmers. Like for example, say in an area all the farmers are producing a certain crop. Now for producing that certain crop, you all need seeds. Now if you buy that seeds individually, the market price is too high, but if you come together and buy in bulk, then the market price gets reduced because you get quantity discount. So farmers, they formed a cooperative society, then they bought all the inputs in bulk, so that these inputs can be made available to all the members at reasonable prices. So farmers cooperative society makes sure that whatever inputs they are taking are of good quality, so that all the members of the farmer cooperative societies are helped. Then you have credit cooperative society. Now what do you understand by credit? Credit is the loans that you need when you are doing business. So when you are doing business, loans are always needed. So in case of members, they need loans, then they can form a credit cooperative society. So these and if you are a part of credit cooperative society, then you will easily get a loan at a reasonable rate. So what is the ultimate motto of creating a credit cooperative society is to help each other. Whenever you are in need of finance, whenever any member is in need of money, you will get it from cooperative society at a very reasonable or very low rate of interest with easy repayment schedules, so that no one is exploited in the hands of money lenders who are charging exorbitant rate of interest, or who are exploiting them in one way or the other. So if you want money, then you can form credit cooperative society. Then the last is cooperative housing societies. Now housing societies, what it is all about, in country like India where the density of population is very high, everyone faces this problem to build up their own house, because land is very costly and the construction work, everything is very costly these days. So in order to if you have people who are ready to be a part of to be a part of cooperative housing society, then you can help people construct their houses at reasonable rates. You can either construct a multi-story building on the same piece of land, so that the cost per flat gets reduced and everyone who's the member of cooperative housing society gets his own home. Or you can just buy plots or buy land in bulk on behalf of all the members of the housing society, and then you can allot all the plots to the members so that they can build their own homes. So cooperative housing society is to help the members to have their own homes at reasonable rates. So these are all the 6 different types of cooperative society. So the basic agenda or the basic purpose of each and every cooperative society is to help all the members in one or the other way. So the members only will tell you the type of cooperative society they are in. So just read this topic from your books, and just listen to this video 1 or 2 times and make your notes in your notebooks accordingly. Thank you.